Hey, what's going on with shipping? Sal Mercogliano here. It's March 10th, 2025. We have a report of a ship collision between the U.S. flag tanker Stena Immaculate and the Portuguese container ship Solong off the Humber River. That is on the east coast of United Kingdom, up on the North Sea. The Stena Immaculate was anchored off the Humber, while Solong had sailed from Scotland and was heading southbound when it struck the anchored Stena Immaculate. This report from Carolyn Curtis, a licensed merchant mariner in the U.S. Merchant Marine, noted this: American flag loaded tanker Stena Immaculate was hit at anchor by the Portuguese flag Solong. The Stena Immaculate is on fire. The crew abandoned ship. It sounds like the Americans in the lifeboat were accounted for, and the Solong is missing one. Let's go ahead over to marine traffic. Okay, this is the area we're looking at here off the coast of Great Britain. Let's go ahead and zoom in here so we can see what exactly is happening. This is the Humber River right here. There's Hull, and zoom in here a little bit more. You'll notice some red dots here. These are anchored tankers, and I assume this one to be with all the traffic around it. Yep, that is going to be, here is Solong, the Portuguese container ship. She was heading from Ingham Anchorage to Rotterdam, was her voyage. And right here, this is Stena Immaculate. She was coming from Greece and up at the Ingham Anchorage off of Great Britain at this time. We have vessels around in the area, search and rescue vehicles, search and rescue aircraft, tugs, offshore supply vessels, multiple vessels obviously in the area, fishing boat in the area, multiple vessels doing rescue. That is the lifeboat service, Lifeboat 1322, Putford Jaguar, high-speed craft in the area, just a lot of rescue vessels in the area here providing assistance off the vessels right now. Let's go ahead and look at their tracks that got them into this situation. Here are the track of the vessels for the past 7 days. This is Stena Immaculate coming out of the Med. She was over in Greece, which is behind my image right there, and came up through the English Channel and was waiting here off of Hull. Solong seems to operate right here out of what looks like Glasgow and heading down to Rotterdam. Let's go ahead and fast forward to this morning and the incident that took place. So my correction, Solong came out of Falkirk. Glasgow is on the west coast of Scotland, not on the east coast. I should have known that. Here is Stena Immaculate coming into the anchorage off of Hull. This is 9 March at 1700 UTC, so last evening. Stena Immaculate coming in. This is the track of Solong. Solong actually heads down to Rotterdam and actually to Hull. So here is Solong getting underway about 8 o'clock, 2000 hours. The evening, last evening. Stena Immaculate is now at anchor off of Hull. Solong's going to come southbound here, maneuvering at about 16 knots, and get herself on a track. I have a feeling here that Solong is going to be put on autopilot for this run down the coast, and I get a distinct impression here that no one is really paying attention on board Solong as this vessel. You can see this vessel goes on this same track over and over again. You'll notice the arrows here going back and forth. This is her route heading up into the region previously. And she is just coming full bore down at about 16 knots, heading right for the anchorage where Stena Immaculate is. We'll go ahead and zoom in here a bit. So this vessel is on a track that the vessel has done multiple times before Solong. So one of the things that we know happens on board ships, there's only 2 things that cause accidents on board ships. It's either mechanical error or human error. And in this case, this ship seems to be following its normal track line. It always does, which makes me think that the mate on watch is not paying attention to the traffic that's ahead, got distracted, could do who knows what happened here. Let's go ahead and remove these track lines so we can get a better image here of what's about to happen. Now, Stena Immaculate, real quick, is been hanging on the hook. You can see she's hanging here right at an anchorage. Let's go ahead and put on the nautical chart here. Zoom out a bit here. So she's not in any designated anchorage, but holding here just north of the main channel into Humber. Here you can see the channel that goes into Humber. There is a wind farm off over here that she has to stay away from. So she is anchored unknowingly right in the track of Salong as Salong is coming down. Let's go ahead and play this. Salong doesn't seem to be actually slowing down or anything here. Let's see if we get any maneuvers from Salong. Let's slow this down and see what we have here in terms of maneuvers. Stena Bulk Immaculate at anchor. Salong at 16 knots. Now, Salong is not a big ship, as we'll find out. And this is the moment of the collision. She doesn't even slow down, just bears right down on the port side amidships of Stena Immaculate. You can see she's pushing Stena Immaculate at this time. The ship has obviously come loose or maneuvered there in the anchor, and the vessel is there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the route. Yeah, Stena Immaculate probably got dragged on her anchor at that point with Salong right on top of her. So it appears that Salong just straight out rammed into the side of Stena Immaculate. Let's get some information here on Salong. Container ship, 2005, 20 years old, flag of Portugal, very small one, 803 TEU, length overall about 140 meters, so maybe you're talking about 400 feet for a vessel, width of about 22 meters. In terms of ownership, ship's beneficial owner is the Ernst Russ Management Incorporated. The registered owner is Salong. I'm not even going to try my German at this. So you'll see the vessel look like to be German, built at Damen Shipyard. It is classified by DNV, and its P&I is through Assurance Foreign Skuld. So German ship, Portuguese flagged, heading southbound out of Falkirk toward Rotterdam, and then probably going to be heading back over to Hull. Stena Immaculate is a oil tanker or chemical tanker, 8 years old, 2017, sailing under the U.S. flag, has a carrying capacity of 49,000 tons, length overall about 183 meters, so probably just a little bit short of 600 feet, with a width of 32 meters. She's owned by Stena out of Sweden, Stena Bulk Marine Services out of the United States. The ship was built in China, one of the unusual U.S.-built vessels that we actually see built out of China. DNV Group is the classification society, and she's underwritten by the Steamship Mutual Underwriting Association. I should note that Stena Immaculate is one of the 10 ships in the Tanker Security Program. This is a program where the U.S. pays operators to reflag vessels into the U.S. registry. So Stena Immaculate is under that. This is developing news, so we do not have full stories yet on this. Latest over on X, Navy Lookout is reporting that search and rescue helicopters are attending it. We already got that from what we've been able to see. At least 2 SAR rescue now around. Well ablaze. Chemical tanker Stena Immaculate. Goes on. Pray for the crews of the American flag. That's true. I can hear on VHF that Salong collided with the Stena Immaculate while at anchor. They are still missing 1 crew member of the Salong. Both ships are burning and they have abandoned. That is from Alexander Bryant. See, and then of course we had Carolyn Curtis here, U.S. Merchant Mariner, Master, Tanker Ops, Lover of Animals, and Exploring the Planet. So that was the initial report that we had. Come back over here to marine traffic. So Stena Immaculate still reporting. Salong's position has gone off. This is an hour and 17 minutes old. You still got those SAR aircraft in the area. You've got lifeboats in the area and other vessels. Obviously, they're going to be trying to get some firefighting equipment out to the area. You would imagine that tugs would be coming out from the Humber. And yep, here we go. Here come the tugs. Here's the Schweitzer Josephine coming out. Schweitzer Madeline. Schweitzer Hardy, Schweitzer Laura, the Pullman, just a whole fleet of vessels now coming out of the Humber. This would be in their nautical, coming out on the track line right now. You'll see some vessels here at the anchorage off of Humber. Obviously, this anchorage looks pretty full at this moment. Probably one of the reasons that the Stena Immaculate is off the coast right here, but unfortunately, she is right there in the track line. You'll notice some of the vessels are at anchor a little further out here. So that is of note that will be looked at here. There will obviously be a full investigation into this report with this massive search and rescue and firefighting effort going on. Here's some more Royal Navy, Royal lifeboats heading up into the area here. All heading up to do the search and rescue and obviously assist in the search for the one missing crew member of Salong. So we'll keep you posted as this story develops. A lot we don't know yet, but motor vessel Salong rammed into the port side of an anchored U.S. tanker, the Stena Immaculate. Both ships on fire. Both have been abandoned. The crew of Stena Immaculate has been picked up. The crew of Salong is missing one as we speak. We'll keep you posted on what's going on with shipping. Make sure you subscribe and like to keep yourself updated. Until our next episode, Sal, signing off.